I've been getting a lot of questions lately about how I organize all of my music for different classes, so I thought I would do a little bit of a tutorial of sorts. I know everybody does things differently, so hopefully the way I do it might spark something, how to make yours better or easier or whatever. So I am in iTunes. If you don't use iTunes, this probably isn't going to work, but it might. I'm not entirely sure. And for the sake of this video, I am talking about Zumba playlists more so than other playlists. But you can see along the side here that I have all of my different playlists. I have a lot of Zumba ones, but basically I keep each of my classes has its own playlist. So my Tuesday afternoon class, my Tuesday evening class, they each have their own playlist. And then Thursday, all of those ones have their own playlists as well. I know some people actually keep a different playlist for every single Zumba class they ever teach. That is too much for me. I can't handle that. So, for the sake of this, I made a new playlist called Zumba Test Playlist. And all I did is I went through and I just randomly added a bunch of songs. Down at the bottom, you can see that I have more than an hour of music, which means I'm not going to be keeping all of these songs, but this is how I often start to handle things. So, first up, I know that my warm-up is super positive, so I'm going to throw that up at the top, and I know Apologize is my cool down song, so that should be down at the bottom. And I'm not sure why that just changed colors, but anyway, you'll then see that in iTunes there is a place for you to rate all of your songs, and you can give it different star ratings. This is meant to be how much you like a song, but what I've done is I go through and each time I come up with a new routine or integrate a new routine into my classes, I rate the song based on how tough it is, the level of intensity, that's the better word for it. So a 2-star song is going to be pretty low key, whereas a 5-star song is going to be pretty intense. Now within Zumba, if you are an instructor, you'll already know that we are supposed to be teaching an interval-based class where we start off warming up and then we work to a peak and then we cool back a little and then we maybe go for a second one before we cool down. So that means that I am working towards 1 or 2, 4 or 5 songs and the run of a class. So right now you can already see I've got 1, 2, 3 4-star songs and 1 5-star song. And sometimes when I get going, I realize that a song that I have maybe 4 stars for, I wouldn't give entire 4 stars for. But in this case, I think all of these are appropriately 4-starred. So sometimes I readjust these based on how difficult a routine is. But I think these are pretty close. So we start off with our warm-up. From there, we usually go into a merengue. Now this is a 4-star song, but as with anything, you can make it harder or easier. And 4 stars is just me going full tilt. So if I don't go into those side lunges quite so crazily, that's not going to be quite 4 stars. So because I'm putting it at the beginning of class, it's really going to be more of a 3-star intensity level. But just so I don't mess up everything, I'm going to leave it as 4. Then from there, I'll probably go into a cumbia, and I just kind of go along. So we're going to say that this is going to be my first high. And I think right after that, I like to go into a more chill one. So we're going to leave that one right there. But this, I don't really want that right there. So let's say we'll put this one because it can be more of a 4-star song if you're really going into it, which makes this a nicer lead. So if we say it goes up to that, and then we come down, and then I like to have a bit of a chill song, so we'll put this one because I like to use this one just before the end because they say adios at the end. And then we start for our next build-up, and for the second one, I'll do 2 back-to-back, but when I look at this, I realize that we've got a 5-minute song and a 4.5-minute song, so that's probably not going to happen. So for the sake of this, we're going to delete that one song. Remember, we were already over an hour, so we needed to pare back a little bit anyway. Stereo Love, I would use it as a pre-cool down song, but because I'm going to have this one, we're going to delete that one, and then if we click up here, we've got 54 minutes total, so that is about as long as I usually have my classes, to allow for a couple minutes here and there to stop and grab some water. So we're just going to finish playing around with these. So right before the pre-cool down, I would do one that is not super intense, so that's probably fine there. And you know what? I think I might move this down here after all. And instead, is this the one I'm thinking of? Yeah, no, I don't want to put that one up there. Oh, this is the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, so I often use this as my second, right after my warm-up, so we'll put that up there instead. And then we've got one to do. I might move this down here so it goes up and then immediately down, and then we start to build up and come back down, and this would technically be a 1. So you can see there's a bit of a wave that goes on. If we look at some of my other ones, let's go down here, and you can see it's showing the older iTunes style for whatever reason. It goes up and down a few different times, and this one's the same thing, but they all sort of follow that same pattern of waves, so you're not going crazy the whole time. You slow down. This would be about a 2. I would say that's really a 2 as well. And just have some peaks and then some valleys so that you can catch your breath and keep going. So anyway, that is the way that I set up my classes. I don't know if that is helpful for anyone or not, but because I've been asked a few times, I just thought I would share that. I hope you're all having a great day, and I will see you on the next video.